This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Leo Inc., Daolis Brothers Construction, and King Movers and Storage.
Happy Halloween, everyone! This is the LCTV News, and we made sure to dress accordingly for the occasion. Stories this week are a mix of tricks and treats, covering the difficult topics of potential government costs, but balanced out by the community coming together to support one another. Then be transported back to the age of Prohibition and the 1920s for Centerboard's upcoming Speakeasy themed fundraiser. So let's jump right in with the news for Friday, October 31st, 2025. The federal government shutdown has reached its fourth week, causing much uncertainty around food security. The U.S. Department of Agriculture warned SNAP directors earlier this month that if the shutdown continues, there may not be sufficient funds to pay for SNAP benefits beginning on November 1st. As stated by Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey, quote, "President Trump has chosen to take away food from people all around this country. That's going to mean that 1 million people in Massachusetts are not going to have their food benefits starting next week," end quote. SNAP serves 42 million Americans countrywide each month, and according to a study conducted between 2017 and 2021, 26% of Lynn households relied on food stamps. For these families, even a short disruption in benefits could force them to make choices between groceries and other necessities. In light of this possibility, nonprofits and food pantries across the North Shore are stepping up to provide help to as many families as possible. The Salvation Army has an emergency food pantry that does not rely on government funding. The Salem Food Pantry operates a storefront in downtown Salem, as well as pop-ups in Lynn, Beverly, and Swampscott to meet families where they are. And Catholic Charities Phoenix Food Hub in Lynn and the Anchor in Swampscott will also be running events and partnering with larger organizations to maximize their resources. On the note of giving back, concerned citizens of Lynn are seeking donations for their food drive. As stated on their flyer, everyone knows these have been tough times, and now, with the threat of assistance programs being cut or eliminated, we need to come together as a community to help, end quote. CCOL is asking for donations of non-perishable items and grocery store gift cards. There are currently 4 locations where people can drop off donations: Broadway Family Dental, Mass Green Retail, Concerned Citizens of Lynn, and right here at LCTV. If you can offer a location or would like to volunteer to pick up donations, contact Concerned Citizens of Lynn. Halloween spirit was high this week at the Lynn Public Library. The community was invited to partake in their 2025 Halloween Spooktacular, featuring mask making, trick-or-treating, and a tour of the haunted stacks. The Lynn Public Library was decked out for their 2025 Halloween Spooktacular. On the afternoon of October 29th, families and children of all ages could trick-or-treat around the library before heading down to the children's room to decorate a mask. Kids could choose to decorate the more traditional pumpkin, as well as several different animal masks. But the highlight of the day were the tours through the haunted stacks. The stacks are the oldest part of the library and contains several historic items. And for one day only, visitors could catch a glimpse of Ruth's ghost, a former librarian who now haunts the stacks. Following the tour, kids could collect more candy and take in the decorations adorning the main lobby. The library puts on this event every year as a fun, interactive event for kids and families during the holiday season. For LCTV News, I'm Danny Vittori. Lynn Community Health Center has been named one of the top 100 women-led businesses in Massachusetts by Women's Edge in partnership with the Boston Globe. Placing 38th, LCHC joins a distinguished list of organizations, shaping the state through innovation. This is the first time LCHC has received this honor, coinciding with the program's 25th anniversary. Under the leadership of CEO Brenda Rodriguez, Lynn Community Health Center has solidified their dedication to equity and innovation in healthcare. Rodriguez brings more than a decade of professional experience in community health centers, but what sets her apart is her personal connection. Rodriguez is a patient at a federally qualified healthcare center, allowing her firsthand experience to the many challenges their patients face. As stated by Lynn Community Health Center's board chair, Drew Russo, quote, Brenda embodies the spirit and ambition of LCHC's mission and values. Her lived experience, business acumen, and unwavering commitment to community-centered care give us great confidence in the path ahead. This recognition reflects not just her leadership, but the extraordinary dedication of our entire team, end quote. LCHC serves more than 46,000 patients, covering everything from pediatric care to behavioral and dental services and everything in between. On October 29th, the Healey-Driscoll administration and Massachusetts Science Center announced $300,000 in grants through the Out-of-School Time Grant Program. These grants fuel life science education and training for Massachusetts students, including one organization right here in Lynn. Lynn Labs received a $31,400 grant to support their mission to make science accessible for all students. They are a community-based, hands-on biology lab that hosts events at local schools, libraries, science centers, and festivals. The entire state delegation spoke out in support of Lynn Labs, citing the importance of supporting the next generation of scientists while giving all students the chance to thrive. Mayor Nicholson added, quote, "We appreciate the Healey-Driscoll's administration's continued support of expanding these opportunities to our younger generation, and are excited to continue this critical work with them to build a strong pipeline for the future of STEM in Lynn." Back in 2024, Beyond Walls commissioned 5 new murals around the city, and LCTV was there to capture the creative process. Led by our co-op students, Kim and Kaylee, here's a look into the murals, many of which we pass every day on our way to work.
Beyond Walls is a nonprofit headquartered here in Lynn. Our mission is to activate public spaces to strengthen communities. We do things called design response, where we'll try and take a creative lens to what a community has shared as a challenge of their built environment, and that has us bringing in architects, engineers, lighting experts, whatever is needed for that. But what we're most known for and renowned for is putting up really large-scale epic pieces of street art. We curate to the demographics of the cities that invite us in to serve them. And so we have a new group of artists, a new contingent of artists that are here in Lynn right now putting up artwork. The tours today are part of what Beyond Walls does, which is offering tours to the public and tours to youth groups of the street art of the city that we've been installing since 2017. We point out and talk about the other art and cultural establishments that are here in the city that make the city so great. And so part of our tours today are part of this Lynn Arts Festival.
Dominican artist Ruben Oviera created an impressive mural at Bentwater Brewery, completing the piece in a little over half a day. His exceptional skill and efficiency were such that our crew was not able to capture the artwork in progress.
The piece I made here for the Bentwater Brewing Company in Lynn is a gorilla. A gorilla is one of the animals that I paint a lot because I use it as a way to speak about the street art movement that is taking all over the world. Public art is very important because I always say that with public art is how you see the soul of a city. Arts not only does it tie community together, it also showcases what the community feels and thinks and agrees about as a whole. And it also inspires, which is one of the many reasons why we artists try to do our work.
Bueno, el significado de mi pieza quiere decir la comunicación entre los niños cuando quieren jugar o quieren compartir sus juegos. Sí. Siento que es muy importante el arte público porque yo pienso que todo el mundo necesita arte para que la gente se eduque un poco y no solo hayan paredes grises en la ciudad, sino también que la gente siempre viva en alegría y viendo cosas bellas en las calles.
Hi, I'm Mr. June. I'm from Rotterdam, the Netherlands. They flew me over here to paint this mural and I'm invited by Beyond Walls here in Lynn. My piece is, I think I always paint sort of the same thing. I prefer not to sketch, and everything I make here, it's kind of abstract, but it's all based off a hexagon. A lot of people see like art or public art as a luxury, or as a secondary thing. But to be honest here, you guys in the States are well more aware of the fact that public art is working because it brightens up the neighborhood. I painted all over in the world. We all started to paint with a lot of artists like in bad neighborhoods. That was a bad, and those neighborhoods where the rent is cheap, those where the artists go in because the rent is cheap and a lot of walls, but after you see it everywhere. So that's the importance of street art, I think.
My name is Chris Saravia. My artist name is Golden 305. I was born in Caracas, Venezuela. I've been living in Miami for 32 years. The mural is more than just a good-looking mural. It's also to be used therapeutically by the teachers with a universal scale to measure their behavior and the anemic status. It's called zones of regulation. Red means energetic, overexcited. Blue means sad, worried. And green is when you're ready to learn, when you're positive. Yellow means confused, worried, stressed. But it's so much more than a mural. It's really a tool. So hopefully this helps the teachers in the school system to improve and how to communicate with these kids that are having issues communicating and learning, you know.
My name is Bruno Smokey. I'm from Brazil originally. I've been doing this for 21 years. This is my life, my passion. Here we're talking about the connection between us humans and the natural environment, the world, you know, the ocean, and how important it is for us to take care of our Mother Earth. We've been working on this for the past, today's the 4th day. Growing up, I didn't have any access to art. Since I started painting in the street, I see the power and the influence that a street art can cause into a community. You know? And for me, it's more than just a paint on the wall. This is all for you guys that it walks by here every day. That's kind of like the responsibility that I take on my art every time.
Beyond has brought together a diverse array of artists in Lynn to create unique murals as part of their celebration of public art. We eagerly anticipate the new works of art they'll be expecting next summer.
The Mitten Regan Homes, in collaboration with ward councilors Coco Allen Sung and Natasha Medri Madri, Brotherhood Credit Union, Tesoro Food Distributors, and Stop and Compare Market, have begun their 4th annual Blessing Baskets. This event provides Thanksgiving meals to families at Harrington, Aborn, Brickett, Cobbett, and Hood Elementary Schools, and they are currently asking the community for donations. If you're interested, you can fill a laundry basket with all the items needed for a holiday meal. Blessing basket suggestions include stuffing mix, turkey gravy, a $20 gift card for the turkey, mashed potatoes, cans of carrots, green beans, or corn, as well as cake or brownie mix. Donations can be dropped off on Saturday, November 22nd between 9 a.m. and noon at Brotherhood Credit Union, 75 Market Street. In volleyball, 35th-ranked St. Mary's traveled to 30th-seeded Norwell in the first round of playoffs and returned home the victors 3-2. Sky Watson and Gabby Lorenzen led the way with 24 kills and 20 kills respectively, while the Tech Tigers avoided an upset in the first round of Division IV playoffs, holding off Mystic Valley in a 5-set battle. Tied 2-2, Tech pulled out a 15-11 win in the final set. The 13th-seeded Tigers received contributions from their entire team, including standout Zahara Belizar with 27 assists, 14 kills, 10 digs, and a pair of aces, along with 16 digs, 7 kills, and 6 aces by Leah Morales. While the Rams continued their solid play, hosting and defeating Hudson in straight sets to advance to the Division III round of 16. Brooke Braswell recorded 18 kills, 10 digs, 3 aces, and 3 blocks. With her 265th career kill, she broke the single-season record, which previously stood at 251 for the school. Kip Academy had an equally successful day, extending their Division V postseason run. 29th-ranked Kip hosted and swept 36th-ranked University Park campus on the 30th. The Panthers will now face 4th-ranked Lenox Memorial. Lynn Classical football forced overtime, but they were unable to defeat Somerville in a 12-6 final. Gianni McKay scored the Rams' only points on a 3-yard rush in the third quarter. Kip also struggled in enemy territory, falling to Neshoba Valley Tech 44-12. While Whittier Tech scored 22 in the first half and held on for the 30-21 victory over Lynn Tech on Saturday afternoon. The Tigers dropped to 4-2 on the year and are ranked 15th in MIAA Division VIII standings. But if you like underdog stories, you'll love this one. Lynn English was down 21-6 at Everett and stormed back with 38 second-half points to stun the Crimson Tide 50-35. With this win, English snapped an 8-game losing streak against Everett, dating back to 1942. Quarterback Shane Knowlton-Samard was explosive, collecting 309 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. Down 42-35, it was Knowlton-Samard breaking free down the sideline for a 65-yard score. Xavier Beauchamp tacked on another 126 rushing yards and a touchdown. While St. Mary's wrapped up the regular season with a 14-0 road win over Old Rochester on the 30th. Rowan Merriweather scored both touchdowns for the Spartans on a 20-yard rush in the first half and an 18-yard run in the fourth quarter. But defense was the key, as St. Mary's held the hosts to no points. While the Girl Tigers are playoff-bound in soccer for the first time in school history, finishing the regular season at 10-8-0. It came down to the final game, and in a must-win situation, Lynn Tech showed up, defeating Northeast Metro 3-1. While St. Mary's dropped their final game of the season 2-1 to Newburyport. but the 9-6-2 Spartans are still playoff bound, with pairings being released on November 1st. St. Mary's boys are also postseason bound following a 4-1 victory over Archbishop Williams on the 27th. The Spartans went 6-2 in the final 8 games of the regular season and now await their postseason pairing. While Lynn Classical and Lynn Tech competed and ended their seasons with a 1-1 tie. Lynn Classical and Lynn Tech competed and ended their seasons with a 1-1 tie. The Rams conclude the year at 3-12-4 with a 7-9-3 record for the Tigers. In a surprising turn, the Patriots are first in the AFC East, a feat they have not accomplished for several years. New England also upped their win streak to 5, hosting and besting the Cleveland Browns 32-13 last Sunday. The first half was a little shaky, as the Patriots were only able to score field goals, but they still went into halftime leading 9-7. But then they scored 21 points in the third quarter, off 7, 1, and 39-yard touchdown passes from Drake May to 3 different receivers. Aided by the Patriots defense, recording a sack, 2 interceptions, and a safety in the fourth to seal the victory for the hosts. Come immerse yourself in a time you've only ever read about in history books. Put on your best 1920s attire for Centerboard Speakeasy. Event organizers were our guests on the Lowdown, shedding light on this creative way to spread awareness about their organization. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Lynn Lowdown. I'm Danny Vittori, and today we welcome back on 2 representatives from Centerboard to speak about an upcoming event. Thank you so much both for coming on the show.
Absolutely, thanks for having us, Danny.
All right, so would you mind just quickly introducing yourself, Machel? I know you've been on before, but we'll do both of you just for the audience.
Awesome, thanks so much. Machel Piper, Development Director at Centerboard.
And my name is Kylie. I am the Development Assistant at Centerboard as well.
Right, so you're on here to talk about, it's a really cool event happening in a couple of weeks. You're doing a Centerboard Speakeasy on its November 14th, and this is really fascinating. Where did the idea for a speakeasy come from?
Well, I gotta say, so we, the team, and I do like to put what I say, the fun in fundraising. And I know that's really cheesy, but that's something that we say in the office every once in a while. It was actually, I gotta give credit to the CEO, Mark DeJoy. It was his idea a long time ago when he first hired me in December of 2023. He's like, you know, I'd really love to have some kind of speakeasy in our event space palette downstairs. And so it took us a little bit longer than expected, but we kind of came together as a team and we're like, this is what we really want to do in lieu of a gala, because typically, you know, large fundraisers are pretty expensive to put on, and we wanted something a little bit less expensive to put on, but yet still get people super excited about going. Yeah. And that's a little bit untraditional and different.
I know, it definitely caught my attention when I read about it. Speakeasy, that's different. I want to hear more about it. And Kylie, I'll ask you about, there's kind of 2 tiers of tickets. There's the regular ones and then there's the VIP. What are the differences in pricing in that?
Yeah, so we have our general admission tickets, which are set at about $75. Any ticket that you buy is going to come with a free drink ticket and about $1,000 worth of our casino chips, because we are going to have lots of different casino games there for everybody to play. And then separately for our $100 VIP tickets, guests are always going to get an additional drink ticket as well as a $25% off discount at Bobby from Boston's vintage shop. So any vintage pieces or 1920s inspired looks that they are thinking about wearing to the speakeasy, they can get that 25% discount on with proof of purchase.
Interesting, because I was wondering, I'm thinking, I don't think I have any 1920s era in my closet. So that is good to know there's somewhere you can get it. Right?
Absolutely.
Because that's, even though it says from Boston, that shop is in Lynn. It's local, it's a locally owned business, that's correct, who you're partnering up with?
Yeah, and we, I know Kylie can probably speak a little bit more to it, but we just got a connection with her through our marketing coordinator, Jessie, and that was actually just something that was happening today.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Oh, wow. So
Hot off the presses.
there you go. Breaking news. Here we go. I love that. And as I said, got to get through the logistics of it, the when and where of it. When is it happening, where, dates, times, all of that.
Yeah, of course. So it is going to be held on November 14th in the Palette Function Room from 7 p.m. to 10. Doors are actually going to open at 6, so if anybody wants to get there a little bit early, they're more than welcome to, but the real festivities are going to start right at 7 o'clock.
And it is a 21 plus event because you were mentioning casino drinks. Those, you do have to be an adult.
Yeah, you do have to be an adult. And actually, some of the drinks too, I won't go into super details about them, but there are going to be some very cool specialty drinks that night. We're having a couple of bartenders, and they're going to have some pretty cool names associated with them. So, to be determined, and I don't want to say too much about the event because there's a lot of surprises the night of too.
You do. You have to leave it open. I was going to ask, is you mentioned the casino, the drinks. Is there anything else you can mention without ruining the surprise? I don't want to ruin the surprise for anyone who's going as a guest.
So when you come in, you're actually going to be. It's not you can't enter through the Palette Function Room.
Oh,
you're going to have to enter in through 16 City Hall Square. So those are essentially our office spaces, and then there's going to be a secret passageway in order to get to the Speakeasy room, which you will need the secret password to get into.
Ooh, very mysterious. I like it. This is fun and very 1920s-esque. That's what you think of with the Speakeasy. They were almost like the kind of underground, very exclusive clubs that you were finding, right? At least that's what I know from the little bit of history I've ever looked at.
Exactly. And we definitely want to encourage people to dress up. We want to see cool outfits and whatever their take might be on what that speakeasy attire looks like. And so it's definitely encouraged, but it's not mandatory. So people can feel free to show up however they'd like.
Yeah, it might go full Great Gatsby. You never know. That would be fun.
Just saying.
We would love that.
Yeah, that would be your favorite.
We love
this
the
is
theme.
fantastic. You can come back anytime.
I know.
And this is a fundraising event, as you said, of course.
Correct.
So what would do all these funds, donations go towards?
Right. So we, as with most nonprofits, the last several months we've had a couple of funding cuts that have happened. Right. So one of them, and I remember the last time we were on, we talked about our We Rise program, which is a CSEC program that's commercial sexual exploitation of children, and so that received a massive federal funding cut in September, actually. So it could possibly decimate the program. So a lot of the funds raised this night are going to go towards that.
Okay.
And then also with the looming SNAP benefits being cut, we are doing a lot of triaging with other nonprofits in the community. And so we're trying to, cobble together other funding to get food provided for our families. Yeah, they're on SNAP.
Yeah, there are two very, very vital programs, of course. Food, funding, housing, all of that.
Exactly.
Things that people shouldn't have to worry about, but unfortunately they do, right?
Right, exactly. So 100% of the proceeds raised that night are going to go towards those programs.
And you were saying too, also the space is limited. It's limited based on the size of the room. So how many tickets are available? You said they're selling pretty well right now.
Yes, so they are going pretty fast. We have limited tickets left available. So we are going to be at capacity at about 100 guests. And it's just a few weeks away. So if we really want tickets, we should definitely start and get those tickets online.
Yes, and that was my next question. How can people just go online and buy tickets? Easy enough?
So you can go to our website, centerboard.org, click the little link at the top. What does it say? Do you remember what it says?
It'll be pretty
obvious. Yeah, there's a little thing at the very top. It'll be like, join our Speakeasy event. You click on that, it'll take you to the Eventbrite page, and then you can purchase them.
We also have links available in all of our social media accounts right in the bio. You'll be able to find it. And then if you want to search us directly on Eventbrite, you can find us at Centerboard Speakeasy.
Great. And you were mentioning even too, this is in place a more traditional gala. And you mentioned part of the reason for that was funding, but it's also a little bit different. Yeah, it separates you a little bit from, because there are many.
Yeah, we're just really not a gala organization. I don't want to put too many adjectives around that, but we're just not a gala organization. We are definitely, this reflects us a lot more in terms of we're just this like fun, welcoming, family-like organization, and I think something like this just has such a better reflection of who we are, you know, in the community and everything too. So just fun to be at. Oh, yeah. And spend their money, right?
Right, you know, hey. I know I've been to several of your events, and they've always been fantastic, really well run, really well put on. And I guess for this one specifically, is there anything that either of you two you're really looking forward to that night? Like, I can't wait to see this or experience.
Do you want to go first?
I mean, I love a theme. I am the big theme girl. I love the decorations, and I'm very excited to see everybody's outfits and whatever it is that they put together. That's definitely my little jam.
Yeah, I'm excited. Obviously, we haven't put the room together yet, so I'm excited to see what the room is going to look like, and I think it's really going to, you know, immerse people into the 1929. Is that what we're aiming for? 1929, and I want to see what people are going to show up as. I think people are going to get creative. I think anything kind of goes, and I'm psyched out of my mind to see like just the vibe of the night.
You know, I'm excited. If you say the general community, but especially creatives, just go for it. You come up with some great stuff. I always love seeing it. I wish I was that creative in terms of clothing. I am not. I think I covered all of my questions for this, covered everything for there, but was there anything else that either of you wanted to mention, anything I hadn't pointed out, referenced for the Speakeasy?
I think if you can't make it that night, you know, something that I even told our board members today, just like and share our posts. You know, that gets other people excited about it, gets other people that may be interested in something like this. So please just, even if you can't come, just check us out on Instagram and share that post with others.
Absolutely.
Anything you want to add?
I also think this could be a great event for anybody who doesn't know Centerboard yet. They haven't met us. They don't know what we do just yet. Of course, it's going to be a great night. It's going to be a lot of fun, and you can just come and just enjoy the night if it's just something that you kind of want to do after Halloween and get a little extra use out of your costumes. But it's also a great way for people to kind of meet our staff. We'll have tons of staff volunteers there. You can talk to us about whatever's going on that night or even further into some of our programming. So I think it's a great way to do a little meet and greet as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great blend of fun and networking, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, I said, I know I'm very excited to see this, and I just want to thank you both again so much for coming on to really share it with the greater community.
Thank you so much,
Thank you for
Danny.
having us.
Of course, anytime. Of course, I'm definitely intrigued by this, but if you want to learn more, be sure to check them out. But for now, I'm Danny Vittori. This has been the Lynn Lowdown, and we'll see you next week with more guests. The Haven Project presents Shining a Light, Youth Homelessness in Focus, a community forum and youth art exhibit. Head to Land of a Thousand Hills Cafe at 5 p.m. on November 3rd to explore the systematic barriers that young people face. This event will feature a youth artwork exhibit, roundabout table discussions, and several youth panels. On Saturday, November 8th, Latina Santa Maria is hosting their 8th annual college fair for students and families. During the fair, participants can meet directly with college representatives and academic advisors to ask questions regarding the college admissions process, campus life, and career opportunities. There will also be English, Spanish, Portuguese, Haitian Creole, and Khmer interpreters to assist anyone in need of translation services. This event will run from 1 to 3:30 p.m. at North Shore Community College. The Lynn City Council's Veterans Committee, in collaboration with the DAV, Lynn Swampscott Veteran Services, and Mass Senior Action, will be hosting a Veterans and Community Resource Fair. From 5:30 to 7 p.m. on Thursday, November 13th, head to L Hand at 10 Church Street to participate in raffles, refreshments, information tables, and hear from guest speakers. This event will also help raise funds for the First Responders Parade occurring next September. That's a wrap on all things Lynn for this week. But Election Day is right around the corner, so be sure to tune into LCTV's live election show at 8 p.m. on Tuesday, November 4th. And follow @Lynn Community TV to stay up to date on all events, government programming, and announcements. LynnTV.org is your home for the most complete community calendar, candidate forums, and meeting coverage. For staff content from event coverage to shorts, visit Lynn Community Television on YouTube. I'm Danny Vittori. This is the LCTV News, and we will see you next week. Have a happy and safe Halloween.
This episode of the LCTV News is brought to you by Leo Inc., Daolis Brothers Construction, and King Movers and Storage.